What up, bro? It's your boy Infamous, but you can call me M3 Boy. Welcome back. I have time to review the Thunderbolts movie. I highly recommend you guys watch the Black Widow movie, Hawkeye, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Ant-Man 2, and Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I highly recommend you watch those movies first before you actually watch this video. So yeah, I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, check me on DNR. Links to everything is down below. Got a little narration from Yelena. Yelena is Black Widow's sister, in case you guys don't remember. She was narrating how she feels so miserable. Yelena was on a mission in a foreign country hired by Val. Val is this I guess somewhat corporate, I guess government official lady that pretty much hired her to break into this Ox facility that she kind of was a part of and try to get rid of the evidence. She break in, she take in the guards, and pretty much what was it? She was talking to one of the guards that was being tied up, and she was trying to get to the facial recognition software. Her plan was to blow it up, but then a scientist showed up with a gun. If Valentina sent you, you need to get up out of this because she don't know what she's doing. The whole project that she was working on is extremely dangerous. Yelena accidentally killed the scientist, so she had to blow up the facility. Meanwhile in Washington, Valentina is being held on trial, or at least at a congressman hearing. Bucky's now a congressman attending the whole thing and hearing the whole thing out. Valentina has been accused of human experimentation, and she pretty much was pleading to the entire congressman or the other congressman, telling them everything I do in that corporation, it was all for the US government and stuff, and she don't care if they search her because they're not gonna find nothing. And we cut to Valentina and her assistant Mel, pretty much telling her that, hey, we gotta hurry up and bury the evidence before I end up going to jail and stuff. Mel told her that she already sent everybody the new assignments, but Yelena's not picking up. And we catch up with Yelena. Yelena is at Alexi's house, aka the Red Guardian, aka her dad, and pretty much they were talking. Yelena came talking to Alexi about how she's not feeling fulfilled, doing the whole missions for Valentina, and she was thinking about quitting. The Red Guardian wanted to tell her that, hey, can you put a good word for me? I want to work for her too. He started being a limo driver. After Elena talked with her dad, she kind of called Valentina and told her hey, this ain't working for me anymore. I want to do something that's heroic and very public facing. Valentina told her that hey, all you have to do is just complete one job and we'll help you find something that's very heroic and public facing. Her assignment was to head to an Ox facility that contains all Ox valuable assets and stuff, and a rogue agent was sent to rob her or something and pretty much find out what they were planning to steal or take them out. And Lena went to the facility and she already had to go at least thousands of miles down below. She found all the assets and all the stuff, and that's when she kind of had to fight John Walker. John Walker's a super soldier who goes by the name of US Agent. He was fighting Yelena for a minute. Then eventually Taskmaster came in. Then Ghost came into the picture. As the name implies, Ghost had the ability to become invisible and intangible. Her name was Ava. They were all fighting each other. Eventually, while Walker and pretty much Yelena were fighting each other, they accidentally opened some sort of pod, letting someone out. Eventually, Ghost killed Taskmaster by shooting her straight in the head. Eventually, they heard a little rattle and they stopped fighting for a second, and that's when we kind of got introduced to Bob. Then we cut to this little scene at where Valentina's having some sort of party to honor the Avengers and stuff. Bro was taking pictures, having conversations with Congress people. One of the congressmen that was trying to get arrested, the congressman said that, hey, everything's so squeaky clean. It's almost like someone buried the evidence. And she was nah, I mean, my hands are completely clean. There's nothing to worry about. Then they were taking pictures. Bucky was trying to get Mel to go on his side, trying to get evidence against Valentina. But then Mel refused. Alright, time to speed things up. We got introduced to the dude named Bob who don't remember where he was. Eventually they all found out and realized that they all been working with Valentina this whole time, and Valentina's plan was to kill them all. Ghost did try to leave, but Valentina kind of had a countermeasure for that. That countermeasure triggered some sort of alarm. They only got 2 minutes to get out of there before they were incinerated alive. Everybody was looking around to see if there was a power source for that countermeasure. Walker managed to destroy it, and they all made it out of there. They all worked together to pretty much get up out of there. Valentina showed up at the Ox facility where everybody else was at, and pretty much told the Commander Strike Team dude that everything gotta be non-lethal because they found out like John Doe, Bob, turns out like he was Project Century. Project Century was like a super soldier program, but this time like more lethal and more dangerous than like the original super soldier series. Bob did try to sacrifice himself to like save the team, but like he ended up like getting shot, but it turns out like he's invulnerable now, and also he can fly. Everybody escaped, and pretty much like Valentina like told Bob ended up captured, and Valentina told him to like meet him at the new facility. There are new facilities like the old Avengers Tower. Eventually the Red Guardian like found Yelena, Walker, and Ghost. Red Guardian was giving them a ride. Eventually the Ops dude like catch up to them and kind of like got like a little chase scene. Then like Bucky showed up rescuing them and kind of like kidnapped them. Yelena told Bucky everything that happened about like Bob, Project Century, and how Valentina's gonna like use him for our own personal gain. They all teamed up and pretty much went to like their like new ops place. They were fighting like the guys for a minute, and Valentina like told them like, hey, you guys go in the elevator and meet me upstairs. Everybody seen like Bob in his like superhero suit and his superhero name. Valentina revealed that like she was gonna like use Sentry as her own like personal weapon and to like, you know, like brand him as like, you know, the world's most mightiest hero. And she pretty much like set this whole thing up so that way Sentry could fight them, and it will all be caught on like camera, and she'll like never be impeached ever. They all fought Bob, and like all of them got their butts whooped like real bad. They all went down to like the elevator. Then Val like told him to like finish the job, and she realized that like, hey, she messed up, and she pretty much had to like get like a kill switch on him. The kill switch kind of knocked him out, but it kind of like let loose his like alternate personality, and the alternate personality like went up and pretty much like turned everybody into shadows, went insane. Bucky and everybody else like saved like a bunch of civilians. Yelena went inside Bob's mind and pretty much like helped him to like defeat like the alternate personality, saving everybody. And Valentina saw this as an opportunity to like make them like the new Avengers, and that was the end of the movie. I admit, man, Florence Pugh, she really did a good job with that. I'm not gonna lie, with the whole crime scene, like when she was like talking to like Alexei, the Red Guardian, like, Daddy, I'm so alone. I don't come home to no one or nothing. Okay, you gotta admit, man, Florence Pugh, she really did that, man. That was a really good job. Know that, bro, that scene almost made me cry. I swear. There were so many Easter eggs and references throughout, like, the whole movie. One reference was, like, in that whole, like, Yelena, like, going to the auction and her looking at, like, you know, the files for the Century Project. I mean, if you look at all, like at least specifically on the top page, throughout, like, the whole time on the paper, it kind of does look like there were many different, like, versions of the Century logo. Some of them look very similar to, like, one of them look almost similar to like the old-timey Superman logo for like when Superman first entered comic books back in like the 1930s and early 40s kind of. The other one looked a little bit similar to Captain America's shield, and the other one looked like a Skechers logo, to be honest with you. Honestly though, when watching this movie, it kind of gives off like the same vibe from like the first Avengers movie. It feels like, honestly, man, there's been like a bunch of great reviews on this, and a lot of people are saying that this is the best movie that's ever came out since Endgame. Like, okay, honestly though, I was digging the Taskmaster like redesign, or redesign of her costume, because again, like, it was like a shock when like she was revealed to be Draco's daughter. That was I was expecting a dude under there, but that was a good little plot twist. But I like this version of the suit because it looks and feels like very accurate to like, I guess, like, from what I know, at least the early 2000s version of like Taskmaster a little bit. To be honest, I was like a little upset that they killed like Taskmaster a little bit. I mean, well, Taskmaster wasn't really relevant at all. I'm just saying, through like the other like trailers, like Taskmaster was rarely seen doing anything. And it makes sense, like, why to kill her off. Like, seriously, like, we already got, like, all these characters here. And knowing that there's too many people with the shield. Honestly, though, I was expecting the Red Guardian to, like, have a shield, honestly. But if they did that, that means there would be, like, too many, you know, Captain America lookalikes already. Okay, Ava, Ghost. Okay, her first appearance in the MCU was in Ant-Man and Wasp. I'll be honest with you guys, I really did not like Ghost's new costume. I understand the fact that they gotta change stuff up because of the years and stuff. Another reference that they kind of like made with like the Ghost character, Ava mentioned that she had to like see where she was going in order to like, you know, face through stuff. Honestly though, that was like a great little reference to a Nightcrawler because like if you guys remember like the 2000, I think 2002 X-Men 2 or X2, Nightcrawler stated the fact that like Nightcrawler had to like see where he's going, or otherwise like he could like end up in between the wall. That was like a nice little Nightcrawler reference though. That was pretty cool. Okay, here's a question. Question the elephant in the room here. Where's Melina from like Black Widow? You know, the mom, Yelena's mom from like the Black Widow movie. Where the heck is she? Did she die? Did she like got blipped? I mean, not blipped because well, this whole thing takes place after the events of the blip. I really do like the theme of like this movie, honestly though, because like this movie's theme is mostly about like depression and like how to deal with like you know certain traumas and stuff, man. Like this movie is about like facing your inner demons, bro. They really did a good job, and they made this whole like thread of like you know facing your inner demons literal. With like the void, you know, the black silhouette of the century. Bro, I gotta admit, man, that looked like something out of a horror movie, man. Okay, whoever like came up with the idea to like depict the void this way, they have really did a good job. And honestly, in my opinion, they deserve a raise. And with that, like, well, the century turning like everybody in the shadows, people like notice that that kind of looks very similar to like the photos from Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you know, the places where we dropped the atom bombs during World War II. When the bombs were released, like, it vaporized everything and it left nothing but like a silhouette or a shadow of like the people that got caught in the blast. So it's just nightmare fuel, like, dang, man, dang. Shoot, I would say, like, the Century, the Void character in this movie, bro, like, he's more dangerous than an atomic bomb. Way worse than that. It does make sense why, like, you know, Lexi, the Red Guardian, wanted, like the idea that Yelena has, like, some sort of team. Because, like, in the universe of the MCU, like, the Red Guardian did not, like, have any teammates or, like, some sort of, like, you know, a Russian superhero team or a Russian Avenger equivalent, because in the comics, like, there was like a Russian equivalent to the Avengers in the Marvel comics though. I forgot their name, but like, I mean, just saying, like, almost every single country in like the Marvel comic book universe, there's always like a different country equivalent to the Avengers. Like there's Alpha Flight or Beta Flight, I think. That is like the Canadian equivalent to the Avengers. I wonder like when they'll probably after like the Mutant Saga is over, maybe they'll definitely like put Alpha Flight in the MCU at some point. You never know. They reference like a bunch of events like in between like Falcon and Winter Soldier, like how like everyone like made fun of like John Walker being the junior varsity Captain America. Which does go back to like, you know, like it being like a reference to like John Walker's past, like him being like a whole like football player. Another reference that they kind of like made in this movie, they definitely like made like the Matrix reference, where essentially just like freeze the bullets like right in his face. That was like a dang like good Neo reference. That was really good though. Now that they're kind of like the new Avengers now, the question is like who's the leader of the team though? I mean like was it in the old Avengers team we had Captain America being the leader? In my opinion though, I think it's either between like Bucky and Yelena though. I mean Bucky I say like the most likely because I mean after all like bro, this dude has been through like a multiple superhero teams and the fact that like he's been alive this long and kind of like have the experience. I say like leave it all to Bucky though. I like how Val kind of like made a reference to like Captain America Breaking the World. I mentioned the fact that like wasn't that long ago when like Ross became like a giant like Hulk monster that's red now. And only that, she also referenced like everything that happened in Wakanda 2, well Black Panther 2 really, where it's like she mentioned Rogue Nation. There's been talks online about like Yelena and pretty much like Bob possibly like being like, you know, lovey-dovey. I don't know, they kind of do give off like, you know, like overprotective like brother or sister vibe. It kind of does give that, like, I'm just saying Yelena's acting like a protective sister. Okay, let's talk about the post-credit scenes, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, with the post-credit scene, I mean, it was kind of funny with like, you know, Lexi like showing this lady like, hey, I'm famous, I'm one of the new Avengers. But she was like, I'm just gonna put this down and run. I mean, just saying, like, throughout the whole movie, it's been like a running gag that like no one don't know like who the Red Guardian is. I mean, it was pretty funny though. Then we got into like the real like post-credit scene where we pretty much like had like a little argument about like everyone in like the new Avengers, like how they're not like the real Avengers, and like what's it with the credibility. And not only that, it's confirmed that like he's not like Bob is not gonna be like the Century anymore because he don't want to like take a chance of like, you know, the other half getting out. Yelena asked Bucky about like if he talked to Sam about like the whole trademark thing, and like Bucky mentioned like that's gonna be a problem. Yo, like this could like possibly be like another like template for like a Civil War 2 though. Then like the computer kind of like detect like some sort of weird anomaly, and they found like a ship, and it had like the Fantastic Four logo. The fact that like Avengers Doomsday is like gonna be like at least next year. Alright, yo, your boy gotta go. Like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, check me on Junior Links to everything is down below. And 3 Bullet, out.